practical examples of low frequency. So in this video, we'll cover the idea of what a low frequency behavior is. That means patterns, beliefs, your convictions, or anything else that is surrounding the idea of something that is hindering you. And this is not something that is bad, it's just good to become aware of so that you can do something about it if you want to. So why should you listen to this? The way we see the world shapes our reality. So if you want to take a deeper dive into how you see the world and how you can benefit from that, this is good. And also, if you view the world as doomed, it is. And if you view the world as peaceful, it also is. So you can use that to your advantage. And the background here is frequency, and we've covered that extensively in other videos around Neuroknowledge's Outsmarting Reality. But to do a quick recap here, ET stands for emotionally charged thoughts, and what that means is the way you feel and think together creates a certain kind of emotion within you, and that is very powerful. You have perception, conviction, and expectations, which are the way you perceive the world, the way you know some things are true, and the way you expect something to happen. Then you have beliefs that are subconscious apps that are running in your mind that shapes the way you see the world. You have what you put your attention on. And then finally, you have reactions, which are the way you react or respond to events happening in the physical reality. We'll also cover the topic, or not cover, but at least know about something called limiting beliefs, which is a belief that restricts someone's freedom or potential, often preventing them from pursuing opportunities or achieving their goals. And that just means that they are ways that serve you, and then they also limit you, and you need to figure out what those are. And then I have some book recommendations. I've covered Outsmarting Reality extensively in other videos, but if you want some book recommendations, there's Growth Mindset by Dweck, Atomic Habits. You also have more spiritual books like Joe Dispenza's Becoming Supernatural, and you also have that's pretty much all the books that I can remember as of right now, but I'll create a link in the description and you can see more if you like. So the main idea in this video is essentially cleaning your glasses, and your glasses are your frequency, and when your frequency is foggy, all you see through your eyes with your mind is foggy. And when you have a high frequency, you can truly see reality for what it is. You can see the colors, you can see the shapes, you can see the buses, the cars, the people, etc. So it's not only essential, it's actually crucial for you to maintain a high frequency. And it's not something bad or good as in morally, but the way you see things perceives in your mind is also the way things are perceived in your reality. So if you want to see reality as it is, you have to maintain a high frequency, because that's when you're open to opportunities. So that's kind of the main idea here, and we'll cover the parts we'll cover here is what does a low frequency feel like? What does fog feel like? Because for some of us, this is very obvious, right? When we're angry, or we have low energy, or we don't feel like doing something, it's very easy to know that now we're in a low frequency, or for some of us, it's easy. But for others, it's really hard, and it takes a lot of time to figure this out. And to do it, you need to build awareness. And that's what we're doing with this video. We're pointing out what type of obvious and not so obvious things that equate to low frequency. So with that being said, let's get to the different categories we'll cover today. So we'll cover wealth, we'll cover career, love and relationship, fitness and health, and then day-to-day life. So what does low frequency within wealth look like? So one thing might be, since I'm poor, I will always be poor. And there's a certain level of truth to that, meaning that if you feel like you're poor and you will always be poor, this will remain true for you. And the same way, someone born into wealth will think, since I'm rich, I will always be rich. And if they have the right mindset, meaning the right frequency, they will maintain that. So the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. And we've covered that in another video, but what we'll cover here is what it feels like from a low frequency perspective. It might feel like your physical reality is covered with a lot of debt, a lot of loans, resource scarcity, that you have to fight for your place in the world, and everyone is out there to take your money away. It may be the tax man, or it may be your parents, or your partner, or whatever it is. It just feels like money is being drained from you and not given to you. And that's a feeling we have to transmute. And the transmutation part I'll cover in another video. But if you're interested in the technique, you can watch the techniques and mindset video from Outsmarting Reality, and we'll cover that much more deeper. So the general vibe here of feeling poor and feeling like you don't have enough is in a very obvious way that your bank account is in negative and it's a lot of zeros. But it's also the vibe that you feel like you can't get out. And if you feel like this is you, or you feel like some of the words that I said resonate with you, you have some mental transmutations to do. You have some fog to clear out. The next topic we'll cover is careers. So this one is a bit sneaky as well, because some of these are very obvious, like the first one I'll cover here. No jobs left for me, market is tough, there's zero opportunities, AI will take my job. Very, very direct. Since you don't have a job, or you're in a job that you don't like, you feel like there's no hope for you. And that's kind of the general vibe here. You feel like there's no hope, you don't have enough skills. There's a general feeling of, I don't have enough, I am not enough. And this goes into cycles. So you don't really see the opportunities. You just see all the blockers. You see your boss and you hate your boss. You see your situation, you hate your situation. You have to grind every single day. You have to wake up early. You have to take the bus. It takes you an hour, etc., etc. And you get into this mindset that since all that you see is pain and suffering, you can't really see the opportunities. Another one here is I'm not good enough, and this might come from your childhood, that your parents told you that you're not good enough unless you meet certain type of criteria, or your friends told you that, or even worse, you accepted that as true because you saw it from some movie or some music or whatever it is. And here again, it's about transmuting that feeling to something that serves you. And then finally, we'll cover imposter syndrome. And for those of you who don't know what that is a way of saying that you feel like you don't fit in because everyone else around you is highly skilled, they're better at what they're doing. You feel like this constant lack is essentially what you're feeling, that you can't really level up to the level others are at. And you feel like you can't really catch up. So it affects you mentally, and it might lead to burnout and other things. And again, mental health issues are not something that you should joke about. So take this as seriously as it is, but this is also a sign of low frequency. So when you have low frequency, you have a belief that you are not good enough and you will never reach up. You have this constant feeling that you charge it with. You have this constant attention on the fact that you are not good enough. Your identity is around you not being at the level everyone else is at. And maybe this is particularly true for young people when they go from being a student to going back to the workplace. The general thing that happens there is you go from being a student, which was your previous identity, and you probably finished on top, meaning you had a great network, you were the king of the castle, you knew everyone and everyone knew you, and now you have to begin from zero, and then a lot of things crumble with that. So that's imposter syndrome, and that is the other ones around career. And again, the solution here is emotional transmutation. Love. So in this chapter, we'll cover all the good people are taken. That's a general feeling for people that are single, maybe. That you're too late to the market. Yeah, that's kind of the general vibe of someone who is single. There's people say there's a lot of fish in the sea, but you don't really see the sea, and you don't really like fish. That's kind of the vibe. And again, here it's a form of lack you're projecting, and then you kind of loop into this perception and projection loop where what you see is what you get, and what you see is terrible, so that's what you get. Another one for relationships are maybe you feel like you're not good enough for your partner. Maybe you feel like you lack certain areas, or you are not reaching the level of expectations they have projected onto you, or you have projected onto yourself. And again, here the main part is to recognize this and build the awareness to transmute your energy into a higher frequency. And that's what this game is about. Creating higher frequency for yourself. Then you have fitness and health. Some example here are, I wish that was me. So maybe you see someone at the gym and you feel like there's a huge lack between what they are doing and what you're doing. You're comparing yourself and you're dragging yourself down because you are showcasing the immense difference between you and them. And another example are fake body positivity or fat shaming. So fake body positivity is saying that you are in a great shape and that you are in a wonderful place where you are absolutely not. And what that means essentially is you have done one part of the equation right. It is you are feeling good in your beliefs, charged thoughts, in your identity, but you're not making the changes necessary. So you are becoming lazy and you are procrastinating because you're not acting on it. So fake body positivity is 1000% better than not doing anything at all, but it's just a part of the equation essentially. Fat shaming, that goes without saying. That is just straight out bad, because what you're doing is you're instilling a mindset of lack into someone else or yourself, and then you are trying to change that mindset in addition to taking physical actions to actually improve your life. So that is terrible. Out of these two, definitely go for the fake body positivity one. But the most important part here is to raise your whole vibe from end to end and not just one part. The second part here is I'm not gaining muscle or I'm not seeing any results. And again, here it is as long as you're increasing your frequency and you're aligning with that, and then you are working with the intuition that is giving to you, you're on the right path. So here is another sign of low frequency that you have to kind of fight through. And the last one is I never score goals, or I always miss my shots, or something along those negative lines within sports. I never catch the ball, I never see when it comes so fast, or or something along those lines. The balls come quicker than I can see. I can't perceive where the next one is coming from, that type of stuff. So again, here it is to mentally transmute the fact that you are able to see every opportunity and you are able to see everything clearly. And then you have day-to-day life. I live for the weekend is a perfect example. Some people feel like Monday to Friday is just a dread, and then Saturday, Sunday they're peaking. So they have a low frequency from Monday to Friday, then they tune up their frequency on Saturday, Sunday. And that is not necessarily the way you want to live, because overall you're spending the majority of your time in your lower frequency, and then you are spending less time in your higher frequency. And then you have driving car, so it might be someone cutting you off in traffic, or someone trying to annoy you in traffic, or someone, or you're stuck in traffic, right? And it's all the same thing. It's a form of annoyance that you have to mentally control, and if you don't, you're stuck in that feeling of annoyance for that time you're in traffic, which is valuable time that you could have spent being calm and relaxed and in a state of mindfulness. And when someone gives you low energy, that's the second example, and this happens to all of us. It's important to not adapt their low energy as your low energy, because whatever they're doing, they are doing, and whatever you are doing, you're maintaining your high frequency. And having a drop after meeting someone with low energy is perfectly normal, but it's your ability to pick yourself up that is the clue here. The third part is news and doom scrolling. So we are not supposed to see how much tragedy that is going on in the world all the time. We're supposed to see a full picture of what goes on in the world all the time, but we don't see that. We only see the bad parts at scale, with black background and red text and a lot of exclamation marks. So here it's important to distance yourself and give yourself some well-deserved media break, because if you need to know something, someone will tell you. I hate my job. That is another one that is a big one from a day-to-day life. We covered a bit about it in your career, but the feeling of being stuck at your job is not fun, but here again, it's a way to mentally transmute it so you can see more opportunities. And then people creating limiting beliefs for you, and this can be a bit sneaky. It can be family, it can be friends, it can be people that you love that actually are creating some kind of limiting beliefs in you. So it's important to kind of recognize that through awareness. And now we go over to the interesting part, which is, how do I change this? How do I increase my frequency? And the question is both right, but it's also not fully precise. It's not only about increasing your frequency, but it's also trying to maintain it and protect it. And what you can do to do all of these things are covered in another video called Techniques and Mindsets, but it's also covered in the fact that you are the technique. You are the person with the awareness listening to this. And a way to kind of find your awareness is through meditation and it's through journaling, but it's also day-to-day life, being extremely aware of what's going on, because at some point you clock out and you go into autopilot mode. So it's trying to figure out, what are your beliefs really? What are you feeling from a day to day? What is your current moods? And trying to create a language and an awareness around you that you can use to increase your awareness. A way that I've found that is actually quite helpful is to use, for instance, ChatGPT or anything else that is working with agents, where you can kind of prime the chat before with a prompt. I'll link the prompt in the description, but you can create a prompt that would suggest what type of frequency you're in, and then you can kind of journal with ChatGPT, helping you from getting from a lower state of consciousness to a higher state of consciousness, or a lower frequency onto a higher frequency. And I'll put the prompt in the description, and this might be a beneficial way for you to kind of see both perspectives, because what we're trying to build here is not necessarily directly a higher frequency. What we're trying to build here is your awareness to be able to spot where you're currently at and where you're going and which state you're in, because that's what's the most important part. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.